In the shadowed depths of the dark lands, where the sun dares not penetrate and hope struggles to survive, an empire of darkness reigns supreme. These are the Chaos Dwarfs, a race twisted by greed, hatred, and the corrupting touch of chaos itself. Once kin to the dwarfs of the West, the Chaos Dwarfs have long since turned their backs on their ancestral gods, embracing instead the dark patronage of Hashut, a minor deity of fire, greed, and tyranny. In their industrial heartland, blackened factories belch forth smoke, while hellish forges roar with the ceaseless clangour of metalwork. This is a place where hope is a crime, and a cheer a distant memory. For the Chaos Dwarfs have become the embodiment of all that is cruel and merciless in their race. Driven by an insatiable thirst for power and dominion, the Chaos Dwarfs have delved deep into the dark arts, mastering sorcery and engineering the most infernal war machines ever conceived. Their cannons loom like mountains, and their rockets rain destruction upon any who dare oppose them. Yet it is not only their mastery of war that sets them apart, but also their twisted minds and bodies, warped by exposure to the corrupting influence of chaos. In their tongue they are known as the Uzgul Draz Zar, or the Dvavi Zar, and they speak Zar-Alid, a dialect born of millennia of separation from their kin. To them the language of their dwarven cousins seem archaic and quaint, a relic of a bygone era. But even as they rule with iron fist and blackened heart, whispers of rebellion stir among the oppressed, for the day may yet come when the armies of dread Zar-Nund march forth once more, their internal war machines heralding doom for any who stand in their path. And in the darkness of the dark lands, hope flickers like a dying ember, waiting for the spark that will ignite the flames of revolution. As the dwarves traverse the rugged terrain of the World's Edge Mountains, their thirst for precious metals and gems drew them ever northward. They burrowed into the earth, creating vast subterranean cities and labyrinthine tunnels, their lusts for the secrets of rock and metal propelling them forward. Eventually their journey led them to the desolate plateau of Zorn-Uskul, a region so harsh and unforgiving that many of their kind turned back, seeking the comfort of the southern mountains. But some, fueled by their adventurous spirit, pressed on, eastward and then southward, into the foreboding expanse known as the Darklands. Separated from their western kin by the cataclysmic events that unleashed chaos upon the world, these eastern dwarfs endured a fate far different from what their brethren imagined. While their western cousins believed them to be lost to the chaos-infested winds that swept across the land, the truth was even more sinister. The energies of chaos wrought a dreadful transformation upon the eastern dwarfs, warping their bodies and minds into something altogether darker and more malevolent. No longer were they the stalwart defenders of the mountains. Instead, they became twisted reflections of their former selves, consumed by greed, hatred, and a thirst for power. In this crucible of chaos, the Chaos Dwarfs were born, demon-smiths, slavers, and merciless warriors, bound to the will of their dark master, Hashut. From the heart of the Darklands, they forged an empire of smoke and fire, their infernal war machines a testament to their mastery of both sorcery and industry. And as the ages passed, the memory of their origins faded into myth and legend, obscured by the smoky darkness of their dominion. But one thing remained certain: the Chaos Dwarfs were a blight upon the world, and a scourge to be vanquished by the righteous axe of those who still clung to the light. In the heart of the Darklands, amidst the smoky haze and the pounding of hammers, lies Zar-Nund, the Tower of Fire and Desolation, the seat of power for the empire of the Chaos Dwarfs. Here, beneath the ominous shadow of the obsidian ziggurat, the followers of Hashut, the Father of Darkness, toil relentlessly, their every action driven by a devotion, both fanatical and fearsome. Forged in the crucible of chaos, the Chaos Dwarfs have turned to Hashut for salvation in the wake of the great catastrophe, believing themselves forsaken by their ancient gods. In return for their loyalty, Hashut granted them the dark gift of sorcery, turning them into the first true magic users among the dwarven race. Yet this newfound power came at a dreadful cost, the curse of stone, a slow and inexorable transformation that condemned each sorcerer to petrification. Despite their ingenuity in crafting steam-driven bodies to stave off the curse, none could escape its grasp indefinitely. As a testament to their hubris, the roads leading to Zar-Nund are lined with the silent stone forms of those who had once wielded great power. Within the towering edifice of Zar-Nund, a temple dedicated to Hashut looms over all, guarded by the fearsome bull centaurs, twisted mutants born from the malevolence influence of the Father of Darkness. These monstrous beings revel in bloodshed, their loyalty to Hashut unwavering as they enforce his will with merciless brutality. Among the Chaos Dwarfs, power is not centralized in a single leader, but dispersed among the elite demon smiths, each commanding their own domain within the empire. At the apex of this hierarchy are the sorcerer prophets, the oldest and most powerful of their kind, whose word is law within the twisted society of Zar-Nund. In this land of darkness and despair, strength is revered above all else, and weakness is met with swift and merciless retribution. The politics of the priesthood are as deadly as the weapons they wield, with alliances forged and broken in the relentless pursuit of power and domination. As the centuries pass, the empire of the Chaos Dwarfs continue to expand, its influence spreading like a stain across the Darklands, and with each passing day, the shadow of Zar-Nund grows even darker, casting its malevolent gaze upon all who dare to oppose the will of the Father of Darkness. In the depths of the Darklands, where the fires of industry burned bright and the cries of slaves echoed endlessly, the Chaos Dwarfs reigned supreme. Masters of their twisted domain, they commanded legions of green-skinned slaves, whose brutish strength was harnessed to fuel their infernal war machines. Yet, even in their subjugation, the greenskins harboured a simmering resentment, a primal urge for freedom that could not be extinguished. Faced with constant rebellion and discord among their slave corps, the Chaos Dwarfs sought a solution, a way to mould their unruly subjects into more obedient tools of their tyranny. Turning to the dark arts and the secrets of forbidden magic, they embarked upon a daring experiment, the creation of the first Black Orcs. But their hubris would prove their undoing. Far from quelling dissent, the Black Orcs emerged as formidable leaders, uniting their brethren in rebellion that shook the very foundations of the Chaos Dwarf Empire. With ironclad fists and indomitable wills, the greenskin rebels surged forth, their sights set on the heart of Zar-Nund itself. In a desperate bid for survival, the Chaos Dwarfs unleashed the full might of their sorcery, unleashing devastation upon their city to quell the uprising. Yet, just as victory seemed within their grasp, treachery struck from within their own ranks. The ever-conniving hobgoblins, ever ready to betray for personal gain, turned on their erstwhile allies, sealing the Chaos Dwarfs' salvation. Though the rebellion was crushed, the legacy of the Black Orcs endured. Freed from their chains, they emerged as potent leaders among the Greenskin, a constant thorn in the side of their former masters, and a scourge upon the lands of the old world. And though the Chaos Dwarfs would re-establish their cruel dominion with ever greater ruthlessness, they would never forget the day when their own creations nearly spelled their doom. Physically, Chaos Dwarfs bear resemblance to their mountain-dwelling kin, though their forms have been subtly altered by the touch of chaos. Unlike other dwarves whose resilience often shields them from the full effects of magical corruption, Chaos Dwarfs may exhibit mutations granted by the dark deity Hashut. While some display bull-like features such as tusks, hooves, and horns, blessings sought by the followers of Hashut, such mutations are rare among their warriors, more commonly manifesting in those who wield the dark arts of sorcery. Indeed, it is among the Chaos Dwarf sorcerers, known as demon smiths, that the true power and influence of their kind lie. These masters of magic rule from the towering stronghold of Zar-Nund, directing the labours of slaves and the might of their armies with a cruel and iron fist. As high priests of Hashut, they preside over sacrificial rites, offering captives to their fiery god in acts of gruesome devotion. But it is not only their bodies that have been warped by chaos. The minds of the Chaos Dwarfs have been twisted into a grim reflection of their once proud heritage. Where once stood staunch determination and craftsmanship, now resides a merciless, cold ambition. Their society, corrupted by centuries of malice, thrives upon domination and enslavement, every aspect tainted by the influence of chaos. Even Chaos Dwarf women are not spared from the demands of their society, conscripted into the ranks of the Haridans once they can no longer bear children, serving as fierce protectors for the sorcerers. And as their dominion expands, so too does their cruelty, rooted in a grim determination and an unwavering brutality that sets them apart even among the servants of chaos. Despite their descent into darkness, traces of their dwarven heritage remain. Loyalty and kinship endure, though tempered by a disdain for mercy and weakness. Yet theirs is not the chaotic frenzy of other followers of chaos, but rather a calculated and deliberate cruelty that knows no bounds, a grim testament to the depths to which even the stoutest hearts can fall. In the heart of the dark empire of the Chaos Dwarfs, power is not centralized in the hands of a single ruler, but rather dispersed among a select few, the sorcerer prophets of Hashut. These elite individuals, drawn from the ranks of the demon smith, form the Conclave, a ruling council that oversees the administration of Zar-Nund and the territories under Chaos Dwarf control. Unlike the High Kings of their western kin, there is no single figurehead among the Chaos Dwarfs. Instead, the Conclave collectively governs, their decisions guided by ancient law, dark sorcery, and a ruthless pragmatism born of survival in the harsh environments of the Dark Lands. Their mastery of both machines and magic allows them to command formidable power, wielding arcane engines of destruction with deadly precision. The city of Zar-Nund, raised by the hands of Chaos Dwarf sorcerers in ages past, serves as a seat for the power, Within its towering obsidian walls, the sorcerer prophets convene in the temple of Hashut, where they plot their schemes of dominion and conquest. Though there is no formal hierarchy among them, the voice of the oldest and most powerful sorcerer prophet carries great weight, their wisdom and experience respected even in this dark society. Each sorcerer prophet commands a portion of the city, with its workshops, forges, slaves, and warriors falling under his personal dominion. Though united in their allegiance to Hashut and the pursuit of power, rivalries and intrigues simmer beneath the surface, as each seeks to advance their own ambitions with the conclave. In this oligarchic system, age and knowledge are revered, but strength and cunning are equally valued. Loyalty to the conclave is paramount, and any who would challenge its authority do so at their own peril. And as the Chaos Dwarf Empire continues to expand its reach, the sorcerer prophets remain at the helm, guiding their people towards a future of darkness and domination. In the heart of the desolate dark lands lie the domain of the Chaos Dwarfs, a realm veiled in secrecy and shrouded in smoke and ash. Here, amid the fire-scorched landscape of the plain of Zarduk, lies Zar-Nund, the black heart of their empire, a city of armoured ziggurats and fire-lance temples, its true extent hidden beneath the surface in a labyrinth of magma-lit dwellings and diabolic forges. For many miles around, the plain of Zarduk bears the scars of the Chaos Dwarf's dominion, its once fertile lands transformed into a desolate wasteland of open mines and fiery rivers of magma. Ash dunes and stagnant pools of toxic spoil mar the landscape, while fortified workings and watchposts line the great roads, where legions of slaves toil under the watchful eyes of their overlords. Yet the reach of the Chaos Dwarfs extend far beyond their heartland. Throughout the treacherous Darklands, their black iron fortresses and citadels stand as bastions of their power. Through true sovereignty remains exclusive in this realm of accursed deserts and monster-infested wastes. At the edges of their domain, outposts and watchtowers guard against threats from the desolation of Azorg to the south and the perilous High Pass to the north. Meanwhile, Uzgulak, the ancient dwarf hole of the east, stands as a testament to their secretive past, its bustling slave port hiding the dark secrets of its inner city. But even amidst their dominion, fear lurks in the shadows, for the forbidden depths of Uzgulak are shunned even by its masters, whispered to hold horrors beyond imagining. And as the smoke rises from their forges and the ash drifts on the winds, the Chaos Dwarfs stand as a grim reminder of the darkness that lurks within the hearts of all who dare to wield power unchecked. In battle, the Chaos Dwarfs are clad in distinctive lamellar armour, crafted from metal scales intricately bound together with flexible wire. This armour, painted a menacing shade of red, provides a formidable defence while allowing for agility and mobility on the battlefield. Adorning their heads are towering helmets, not only serving as practical protection, but also as symbols of status and expertise. Each Chaos Dwarf's helmet is a reflection of their individual prowess, with some sporting unique shapes or ornate decorations. The most esteemed among them don especially large and elaborate helmets, marking their esteemed rank within Chaos Dwarf society. But perhaps the most striking feature of the Chaos Dwarfs is their beards. Thick and tangled like those of their mountain-dwelling kin, yet, unlike their brethren, The Chaos Dwarfs fashion their beards into exotic styles, curling them in intricate patterns that adds to their ferocious appearance. Combined with their long, snaggly tusks, these beards serve as a fearsome sight on the battlefield, drawing attention to the ruthless warriors who wear them. In the fiery heart of the Darklands, the Chaos Dwarfs reign as masters of industry and technology, their prowess unmatched by any other race. Led by their demon smiths, they forge weapons, armour, and dark devices that strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. Their armories churn out an endless array of war gear, from blades and armour of superior quality to works of occult engineering fueled by demonic power. Much of this weaponry finds its way into the hands of chaos-worshipping tribes of the north and the ogre kingdoms of the east, traded in exchange for slaves, rare metals, and gems. With each weapon forged, blood is spilled in Hashut's name, enriching the Chaos Dwarfs and spreading their influence across the known world. Yet it is their greatest creations, guarded jealously with their hold forges, that truly exemplify their power. Savage war engines and brutal sorceries that strike terror into all who oppose them. Equipped to the highest standard, Chaos Dwarf warriors march to battle clad in masterfully crafted armour and wielding deadly weapons, from axes and stabbing blades to barbed war picks. They are a formidable force on the battlefield. Many are adorned in black shard armour, forged with hellfire and blood, rendering them nigh invulnerable to fire and heat. Among their ranks, firearms are common, ranging from wheellock pistols to bladed fire-glaive repeating guns. Yet it is the hail-shot blunderbuss that stands as their most iconic weapon, a thunderous firearm capable of mowing down orcs and goblins by the score, turning the tide of battle with its devastating firepower. In the crucible of their industry, Chaos Dwarfs forge not only weapons of war, but also their own destiny, fueled by ambition and the relentless pursuit of power. In the infernal realm of Zar-Nund, the Chaos Dwarf civilization thrives on the back of brutal slavery, fueling their industries and ambitions with the toil and suffering of countless captives. Despite their slow increase in numbers over the centuries, the Chaos Dwarfs remain vastly outnumbered by their slaves, whom they view merely as resources to be exploited. From muscle and sinew to souls, all life other than their own is considered a commodity to be amassed, used, and discarded at will. The construction of Zar-Nund itself and the maintenance of its vast industries are made possible only through the labour of those unfortunate wretches. Fresh slaves are constantly sought after, even through raids and negotiations with the dark-hearted tribes of men, ogres, and even orcs. Captives from the distant lands find themselves toiling amid the poisoned air and burning ash of the plain of Zarduk, their lives spent in servitude or sacrificed upon altars to Hashut. Elves, chaos, beasts, and greenskin are among the most common slaves, with hobgoblins occupying a unique and favoured position as overseers and lackeys. Hobgoblins, despised even by their own kind, rely on the Chaos Dwarfs for patronage and protection, making them the perfect slaves in the eyes of their masters. Humans and ogres are also valued for their adaptability and strength, even though they present their own challenges. Skaven, with their devious nature, are never taken alive unless immediately put to work or used for sacrifices, as they pose a constant threat of sabotage and espionage. However, It is the dwarves of the west who suffer the darkest fate at the hands of the Chaos Dwarfs, their kin subjected to the cruelest torments as sacrifices to Hashut for their allegiance to the ancestor gods who have forsaken the Dabi-Zar. In the merciless world of the Chaos Dwarfs, slavery is not just a means to an end, but a cornerstone of their society, ensuring the dominance and perpetuating their dark empire. Thank you for watching this video on the Chaos Dwarfs. Please do like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to hear about next.